What is up, everybody? This is Gabe Lancaster with True Agency Real Estate. My job here is I'm a real estate agent, acquisition specialist, and the most handsome person on the team. I'm here today to talk about real estate and real estate investing and creating a game plan to get started in buying real estate, investing in real estate, and building wealth in real estate. So number one, first thing I want to say is there are lots of different places that you can invest your money in this world. If you're trying to make a quick dollar, trying to make a really quick turnaround, trying to do something fast where you put your money in and you get a huge return immediately, real estate is not the spot. We have been experiencing a market for the last 3 years, that has been very not typical. It is not typical for people to be able to buy a house and in a matter of 6 to 7 to 8 to 1 year of owning their home to have $50,000 in equity. Not very typical. So the point that I'm trying to make is if you want to get involved, and which you should, get involved in real estate and real estate investing, you have to understand right off the bat that this is a long-term game. So this game plan that we're creating is not to make a really quick turnaround. We have to create a game plan, and you have to understand that this game plan is going to take time. It's going to take 5 to 10 to 15 to 20 years, maybe your whole life. But that if you follow the game plan and you stick to the game plan for years and years and years, you will build massive amounts of wealth. And I promise that because it's been proven over and over and over again. So where to start? It's kind of the first thing that people want to know. Where do I start? How do I get started? Because real estate investing can look like a lot of different things. There's commercial real estate investing, there's land development, there's single family investing, there's flipping, remodeling, wholesaling has become a thing in the last couple of years. House hacking, the BRRRR method. You can look all these things up on YouTube. There are tons of different spots where you can decide to invest your money in real estate, right? So first thing you're gonna have to do is you wanna identify what is the area of real estate that I want to get involved in. And that's up for you to decide. Do some research, read some articles, watch some YouTubers. There are so many people out there teaching so many different strategies. Go out there, taste a little bit of everything and figure out what you wanna do. What I know and understand is investing in single family residential real estate and like duplexes, triplexes, quadplexes, things like that, because that's what I understand, that's what I specialize in. So if you're taking the route of going single family residential real estate investing, there are a few things that you really need to focus on to get started. Number one, you gotta have good credit. Credits. You have to have credit. Tips to building good credit are typically lenders like to see that you don't have more than 3 to 5 lines of credit open at one time. So don't go out and, even though it might seem nice to open up a credit card at all these different retail locations, it'll give you discounts and bonuses. You really don't want to have more than 3 to 5 lines of credit open. And that includes things like if you have a car payment, that's one, right? You have a car loan, that's one. If you have a house payment already, that's another one. Then you have your big credit card from your bank, or then maybe you have an American Express credit card, and then you've got a Best Buy credit card. There you go, that's 5. You don't want any more than that. The other thing that lenders, credit bureaus want to see is that you don't have large balances owed on those lines of credit. Say you have the perfect amount of lines of credit open, you have 3 to 5, but you have one of them where you almost have a full balance. Say you have a $5,000 balance and you owe $4,500 on that line of credit, that's going to look bad on your credit score. They don't want to see that you have those big balances owing because it communicates that you could be a potential high risk for lending, right? So 3 to 5 lines of credit, keep your balances low, and really just use those credit cards, those lines of credit strategically. Don't pile up these huge balances. Number 2, save some money. It's one of the hardest things to do, but in building wealth, one of the first things that you have to do is you have to pay yourself first. Even if it's $50 at a time, $100 at a time, $500 at a time, whatever you can do. Every time you get paid, every time you're making money, make sure that the first thing that you're doing is paying yourself. Pay yourself first and put money aside, because in investing in real estate, the bigger the down payment you can put, the more you're gonna be able to afford. So, and then third, what was the third thing that I was? Third, pay attention to your debt to income ratio. Sometimes people think that, oh, if I can have a bigger down payment, that's going to be the thing that's going to help my buying power. When in reality, if you can limit your debt, if you can improve your debt to income ratio, a lot of times paying off debt can be one of the greatest things you can do to increase your buying power. Really just marginal differences. If you can pay down debt, you can increase your buying power a lot, which then can help you move into other sorts of investments, maybe higher price points, things like that. So it's not necessarily about saving up tons and tons of money, but making sure that you do have some money saved up for the down payment, like I said, but then at the same time managing your debt to income ratio. So make sure that you're always paying down your debt. That, like I said earlier, you don't have these huge debts owed, because that is going to be something that will limit your buying power greatly. The other advice that I would give is get into the right price points, get into the right properties. You could go out and you could go work with any other random real estate agent and they could show you houses and you could just pick one and say, sure, I'm investing in this one and see how it goes. Or you could work with someone like myself who specializes in working with real estate investors. I work with ordinary buyers and sellers, but one of the main things I do is I work with real estate investors. I spend all day, every day looking for good deals, and there are good deals even in a market like today where interest rates are higher than they've been in the last 10 years. Prices are ridiculously high, but guess what? There's still good deals out there. A big key is work with someone who will find those deals for you. The last thing that I want to touch on is that, like I said at the beginning, there are lots of different ways that you can get into real estate investing, and something that you really need to get clear on is, what is my ultimate goal in real estate investing? Is it to own 50 apartment units? Is it to own 5 different duplexes? And even more than that, where does owning those apartments buildings get you? Where does owning those duplexes get you? Is it about a dollar amount that you hope to generate in passive income? Is it about having a certain amount of equity in 15, 20 years? Is it having enough property so that you can leverage those assets so that you can go and then turn them into more investments, go and invest further? So the point that I'm making is get clear on your objectives. Why do you want to get involved in real estate? And then get in touch with someone like me who can help you formulate a game plan to make that happen. Because whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, we can create a game plan to make it possible. So with all that said, one of the best things you can do is get in touch with an expert. Get in touch with someone like me who will deliver on these promises and will be able to get you into investments and help you meet your goals in real estate investing, whatever that might look like. So fill out the form below, get in touch with us, let's get together, talk, come up with a game plan, and get you moving forward so you can reach your goals.